Okay, so just a disclaimer. The picks video that I made was actually made a couple days ago, so all of the picks are there, including the ones that including the Thanksgiving games that I went 2-1 on. So just a disclaimer there. Enjoy. Okay, week 12 begins with the traditional Thanksgiving triple header. Tradition since 2006. And I'm picking all the games today, so let's get started because I don't have time for this fucking bullshit. Alright, Bills going on the road to take on the Detroit Lions. The Bills finally get off their 2-game losing streak, and the Lions are 3-0 since the T.J. Hockenson trade. A very lucky 3-0. Let's call that for what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills, though, to defeat the Lions. They still have some issues, but this could actually be a fun game to watch. I expect the Lions to take advantage of the injury-riddled secondary that Buffalo has, but ultimately Buffalo's going to win. Next up, Giants going on the road to take on the Cowboys. Oh, once again, I apologize for laughing hysterically last week. They didn't like the taste of maggot cheese, so they had to take it out on the Vikings. And the Giants, fuck you, Giants. Seriously, that was a fucking joke. Okay, coin flip time. Both teams are 7-3. Fuck you. Landed heads, yeah. Take the Cowboys to defeat the Giants. Next up, Patriots going on the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. The Patriots getting a much-needed victory. Well, not a much-needed victory. Every victory is much needed. But they picked up a victory off of special teams. And the Vikings. Ooh. Here's my question for the Vikings. Is this loss a sign of things to come? Is this loss going to be one of those patented Minnesota Vikings collapse type of seasons? The Vikings are famous for that. Or is it just a mere aberration? Tails, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and take the Patriots only because the Patriots match up well against this Vikings offense. And last I checked, Kirk Cousins sucks on Sunday nights, on primetime games in general. Excuse me. All right, Sunday afternoon. The Texans going on the road to take on the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins came off their bye week, and the Texans lost to the Commanders. And there's a quarterback change. Kyle Allen is now the starter for... Kyle Allen is now the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans because Davis Mills has been playing like dog shit. Will the Dolphins fall for this trap? I mean, they're a good football team, but will they fall for this trap? I don't think so, but... So, I take the Miami Dolphins to win, but yeah. Bengals going on the road to take on the Tennessee Titans. Last time these two teams met was the AFC Divisional Playoff game last season, and we all know what happened there. The Bengals beat the fucking Titans. I got flipped for this one too. too. And I mean, the Titans, and the Titans are on a 2-game win streak, and they've been rolling the past few weeks. And the Bengals, they've been on a mini roll themselves. Go ahead and take the Titans though, to defeat the Bengals. Oh boy, cream of the crap. Broncos going on the road to take on the Panthers. I believe both teams are at 3-7. This thing can work fucking properly. Yeah. Broncos are 3-7, and the Panthers are 3-8. Oh, excuse the fuck out of me. Hey, so yeah, the Panthers are 3-8. Okay, fucking work. Let's go. 8. Take the Broncos to defeat the Panthers. I know they lost a tough one against the Raiders, and believe me, I had to take a shower after finding out the Broncos got swept by Josh McDaniels. Ugh, fucking wonderful. The tie almost happened though, take the Broncos. Panthers are crap. I will say this: the Panthers are not tanking. Is the problem? They're not. I know they suck, but they still have some playmakers on offense and defense. And they are going through a quarterback change. Again, this time it's Sam Darnold for the Panthers. Poor Sam Darnold. I mean, he's not great, but he's been in some shitty situations. Speaking of which, Bears going on the road to take on the New York Jets. Justin Fields might be done for the season, from what I understand. And I'm sorry, but I agree with the YouTube Sports Breakfast Club on this one. The Bears need to just shut Justin Fields down. You're not winning with Justin Fields. Don't fucking ruin him long term. They still have some work to do. I mean, they don't. I know they don't want to give Pittsburgh a higher second round pick, but it's not about your egos right now. And as far as the Jets go, oh man. Yeah, Zach Wilson is dog shit. This is what happens when you have ESPN and Bleacher Report overhyping the shit out of quarterbacks that aren't warranted of the overhype. Take the emotion out of the press conference that he had, and don't get me wrong, some of the shit he said was fucking ridiculous. Listen, that's not the fucking point. The point is he hasn't been playing well all season long. He hasn't been playing well since he's gotten into the league. So a change was necessary. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets to defeat the Bears. If Mike White struggles, I'm sure they'll bring in Joe Flacco. And Zach Wilson's not even. Yeah, Zach Wilson's not even going to be dressed for the game. So yeah, it's going to be Joe. It'll be Joe Flacco for the backup position. And I think if Mike White struggles, they'll bring in Joe Flacco just in case. And that will lead to the Jets beating the Bears. Falcons going on the road to take on the Washington Commanders. Excuse the fuck out of me. The Commanders have had a nice run as of late. I mean, they're 6-5. They have a winning record this year. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since they've had a winning record at this point in the season. But that includes their miraculous, magical, bullshit postseason from 2 years ago. This is a tough game for me to pick, so I gotta flip for this one. Heads. Interesting that it landed heads. heads, but yeah, go ahead and take the command. Yeah, go ahead and take the Commanders, I guess. Bucks going on the road to take on the Cleveland Browns. Well, this will be the final game of the Jacoby Brissett era in Cleveland. And as far as, and the Buccaneers just came off their bye week. Tough loss for the Browns. God, what's in my nose? Jesus Christ. Anyway, go ahead and take the Buccaneers to defeat the Cleveland Browns. The Buccaneers cannot afford any more losses since they lost a shit ton of games. They lost 5 games, but still, that's a shit ton of games to be losing when you're supposed to be competing for a division title. Ravens going on the road to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, the Ravens have not been impressive lately. Especially, and Lamar Jackson really hasn't been impressive as of late. I mean, I know the Dolphins game, but the game that they lost, he was great. But he hasn't really done much since then. Is the thing. And Jacksonville, they just came. I believe Jacksonville just came off a bye week. But the last time they played, they lost. They lost easily handed against the Chiefs. Go ahead and take the Ravens, I guess. But put the Ravens on upset alert as far as I'm concerned. We'll see how good Trevor Lawrence is long term, though. Raiders going on the road to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Late afternoon games now. Good job, Raiders. You have better talent than the Denver Broncos do, and those do. That's why you swept them again. And the Seahawks, they just came off their bye week. Let's see how rusty the Seahawks will be. I'm sure Pete Carroll's looking to get some payback against Josh McDaniels because he lost to Josh McDaniels in 12 years ago. Or seasons, whatever. Heads. Got to put the Seahawks on upset alert, quite frankly, but go ahead and take the Seahawks to defeat the Raiders. But could the Raiders have a turnaround is the thing. And could the Seahawks still end up struggling at the end? Chargers going on the road to take on the Arizona Cardinals. I know the Chargers are banged up, but the Cardinals are dog shit. Chargers, end of story, moving on. Saints going on the road to take on the 49ers. Nice victory. Niners picking up an impressive victory over the Cardinals in Mexico City. I forgot the game was in Mexico City, and that would be the final international game of the 2022 season. And the Saints did end up beating those Rams. With that being said, though, take the 49ers to defeat the Saints. Rams going on the road to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. This matchup was kind of supposed to be a better matchup between these two, at least record-wise for both teams. But as of right now, it's just a matchup of one good team against one very, very, very disappointing team. Take the Chiefs. End of story. Fuck out of here. All right, Sunday Night Football. Packers going on the road to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Rest is overrated in the National Football League. I know the Eagles haven't been that impressive as of late. They lost to the Commanders by 10. Although the game was closer than the score indicated, because and they just barely picked up a victory against a Colts team Because Matty Ice choked again. Wonderful, right? Right. But with that being said, this Packers team is dog shit. This Packers team is still MAGA cheese. Okay. Don't like I said. You cannot expect every football team to take you lightly, Packers. That's not how it works. Take the Philadelphia Eagles to defeat the Packers. The Packers are not a playoff team. End of story. And the Steelers going on the road to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Perfect matchup for ESPN NFL Monday. I'm sorry, primetime football Monday, but you get my fucking point. Both these teams are just crap. Are crap. I mean, valiant effort by the Steelers to get the victory. Not the victory. A losing effort against the Bengals. But the game ended up being not as close as the score would indicate. It was 37-30, but it was really 37-23 before a late garbage score because the Steelers had 0 timeouts left. And the Colts, hey, I'll tell you what, they have been playing a little bit better. It's to be expected, though, is the thing, because that's the purpose of firing a head coach. It's to the original head coach of bringing in an interim coach to elevate that energy. With that being said, go ahead and take the Colts to win this game. Steelers are still bad. I mean, they're well on their way to lose. I mean, Mike Tomlin's well on his way to having his first career losing season, and it may be his last losing season. I highly doubt it. The Steelers don't like to fire their coaches. Sometimes rightfully so. So, I mean, believe it or not, there are teams that want to stick with the coach for longer than 3 years. But that's another story for another time. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Eat till your pants split. I don't fucking give a shit. Till next time, later, fuckers.